It's either Canada or South Africa. It's the first one. It's going to be played in Los Angeles. Who is more likely to win? Let's try to understand. I'm going to consider three factors. First factor, development of the team. Does it become better in a tournament? Usually in a World Cup, which is limited in time, this factor is very important. Very often, teams that manage to improve during the tournament, they go further. So, did Canada improve? Well, the first game they played, the opening game of the entire tournament, I mean, we should forget their first half because it was absolutely unwatchable. And in the second half, they more or less put their game together. Then came Qatar, the 6-0 victory, but a very important loss. They lost their best midfielder, Ismaël Koné. He's irreplaceable in Canada's team. Canada doesn't have a very, very wide bench to choose from. And then came the loss against Switzerland in Vancouver, where Canada understood that it has its limits. So I think that from a technical and tactical point of view, Canada is as it was. It's below average team. As far as psychology is concerned, obviously they're a little bit down because they came second in the group. That means they lost Vancouver as their ground because they have an incredible stadium in Vancouver with incredible fans. And now they have to go to Los Angeles. And how many Canadians are going to get to Los Angeles is a big question. Many are trying, but only money, the cost of tickets is quite high. It's $1,600 about American return trip. As far as South Africa is concerned, from a psychological point of view, it's absolutely the opposite. Because they won the last game against South Korea, nobody believed in that victory. Nobody. Even their general manager did not believe. If you remember his reaction on the 63rd minute, when unexpectedly they scored, really unexpectedly, I mean, and then the final whistle blew, he just stood on his knees. And it seemed almost an Islamic prayer, really, though he's a Belgian. He's an experienced coach. He's already with South Africa 5 years. That's the longest term in South Africa for any national team coach. Experienced, but he doesn't have a great team. He has, just like Canada, he has a lower than average team. Now, the factor of travel, of rest, and a possibility of training. Even if Canada had to leave Vancouver, it just flew over along the coast to Los Angeles, and basically they didn't lose any sleep, and they trained regularly. What we cannot say about South Africa, because South Africa, from Monterrey, where they were played against South Korea. By the way, I wanted to say a few words about South Korea, just in my understanding. South Korea lost to South Africa because, to me, obviously, within the team, there is a conflict. There is a conflict between the more experienced, the veteran nucleus, let's call it that way. That's why Son was on the bench, and on the 63rd minute, the moment South Africa scored, the captain in that game, the most experienced defender who plays for Bayern Munich, Kim, was immediately substituted. So I may draw a conclusion that there is friction between the manager and the experienced players. Now, we come back to South Africa. They played in Monterrey. They wanted directly to fly to Los Angeles. FIFA, for a mysterious reason, as far as I'm concerned, did not allow them to do that. They had to return to their base in Pacheco, which is 650 kilometers away from Monterrey, and from Pacheco then back to a big airport and fly to Los Angeles. So they lost sleep, they lost training time, and that means that they're physically should be, I mean, sort of not 100%. Not, at least not as strong physically as Canada, but that's theory. As far as the stadium is concerned, it's going to be about 17 degrees, which seems to be great. It's going to be about 60-65% humidity, which is sort of acceptable, but we're playing at noon local time. So that means that the sun is going to go through those, through that roof that you have in a stadium, which creates a kind of a sort of absolutely special microenvironment, and it will get much more humid because the air doesn't have a way of going out completely. So it's going to be a tiring game, though the pitch itself is a scientific model. It's really in general, all the American fields, it is an agronomic revolution, as they say, in football, because American football fields are smaller and they play on artificial grass. In European football, or football really, you can't. So 3 universities were studying how to transform the pitches in America in general. Los Angeles was a very difficult case. FIFA allocated $3,800,000,000 only for the preparation of the fields. So in Los Angeles, the field itself is going to be perfect. So that's more or less, those are more or less the conditions. I think that South Africa should win because it has that enthusiasm from the last game. A miracle happened during the game against South Korea. Nobody believed it will happen. So, you know, when one miracle happens, you dream a second one. And if you dream, you can achieve it. Because sometimes dreams come true. See you after the game.